Next at 5, an elderly woman robbed, knocked down, and left lying on the ground. We have an update on her condition and the search for the person who pushed her. Plus,
How are you going to get more votes, sir?
Sit more talk.
Has there been any progress? Struggling to secure a speaker, Republican Congressman Kevin McCarthy still does not have enough votes to get the position where the House stands tonight when it comes to choosing a leader. And some of the coolest cars around have rolled into Central Florida. We'll give you a sneak peek at classics on display and for sale at the Mecum Auction.
Local, live, late-breaking. WESH 2 News starts now. And first at 5, watch out for some potentially dangerous weather making its way east. A storm system that has already brought heavy rains and flooding in Arkansas and spawned a possible tornado in Alabama is making its way east and then south here to Florida. Tonight, our first warning weather radar is tracking that line of storms that crossed the panhandle this afternoon. And this means there could be a few strong storms in the northern part of Central Florida. I want to begin with first warning Chief Meteorologist Tony Manolfi with us here in studio and tracking that tornado watch tonight. Tony.
Yeah, Stu Michelle until 6 o'clock this evening. In fact, about 15 minutes ago, got a report of a funnel cloud very close to the city of Denellen in southwest Marion County. This watch will remain in effect now until 6 o'clock this evening. A long line of thunderstorms has held together fairly well, showing signs of weakening somewhat, though, here over the last half hour. In fact, we have no severe thunderstorm warnings in effect across our area. Nice line of showers and storms entering into northwestern Flagler County. Nice line of storms just east of Denellen, right through downtown Ocala, and that line of storms extends all the way to the south and west, just offshore of Tampa Bay. There's Ocala, Salt Springs, the overall line holding together, but not as pronounced as, let's say, a half an hour to 45 minutes ago. So we're going to watch this for Fruitland, Moss Bluff, Crescent City, over towards Burbank. It's moving in right now. Moving to the east, northeast now, by the way, at about 30 to 35 miles an hour. The line here north of Pomona Park on into St. Augustine is the more impressive line. We'll watch this for Palm Coast and Marineland. ETA there right around 5:30, 5:35. Again, that line as well racing quickly off towards the east-northeast at about 30 miles an hour. A few more showers here in and around Sorrento and Plymouth. These are going to race up towards DeBarry, Orange City, DeLand, and DeLeon Springs. Elsewhere, as we move over towards Oviedo and Geneva, another fast-moving shower is developing down to the south. For the time being, things are fairly quiet. Quick little shower there northwest of Melbourne. The bottom line is the energy is still there through about sunset, where we can see a strong to potentially severe storm the next hour or two. Of course, if we see anything, we'll be the first to let you know. Guys, back to you. All right, Tony, thank you. And that line of storms delayed many flights in Florida today. The FAA announced flights crossing the flow-constrained area, meaning the Florida Panhandle, heading south into Central and South Florida, would be delayed an average of 3 hours or rerouted due to thunderstorms. If you have a flight to catch, double check with your airline to see if your departure time has changed. And remember, our WESH 2 News weather team is working around the clock to keep you up to date on changes to your forecast. For the latest details, download the WESH 2 News app and turn on the alerts for breaking updates. Tonight, Casselberry police needs your help finding the person you see in this video accused of robbing a 76-year-old woman. WESH 2's Christina Watkins talked to the police about what happened and the search for the accused thief. But Christina, first, do we know how that victim is doing tonight?
Michelle and Stu, that's one of the first questions I asked Casselberry police earlier today, and I'm happy to let you all know that 76-year-old woman is doing okay. That is good news. But tonight, police put out pictures and videos, hoping one of you at home can recognize the person who did this to her so they can get him off the street and make sure this doesn't happen again. So if you know anything about what happened or if you recognize the person in those pictures and the video we showed you, you can always call Casselberry Police and Crime Line. That is the anonymous line. The number is 1-800-423-8477. We're live in Seminole County. Christina Watkins, WESH 2 News. Developing news of a party divided on Capitol Hill. House Republicans still cannot agree who will become Speaker of the House. So we have WESH 2's Jim Payne in studio now with what has turned into 6 rounds of voting. Jim?
Congressman Kevin Kevin McCarthy of California has been working hard to be House Speaker, but it appears he does not have enough of his own party's support. He needs 218 votes in his favor, and after 5 rounds of voting, he still has not secured a job. A 6th round of voting just wrapped up within the hour with the same negative result. President Biden said he hopes the GOP can get their act together. It's been a century since the last time a House Speaker election took multiple votes. We'll have more on the political impact of all this and what might come next ahead at 5:30.
All right, thank you so much, Jim. The FBI has upped its reward for information leading to the arrest of someone who placed a pipe bomb on Capitol Hill. The incident happened the night before the January 6th riot outside of both the Republican and Democratic national committees. Someone dropped the bomb off in the evening, and they were discovered the following afternoon. Neither of the bombs went off before they were found. The FBI reward now stands at $500,000. Someone pried open a door at a gun shop, then smashed display cases before taking off with several firearms.
Police and ATF are now investigating what happened this morning in Melbourne on North Wickham Road. WESH's Brevard Bureau Chief Scott Heidler spoke with neighbors who tell him they are worried. If anyone has any information, the Melbourne police request that you please contact them immediately.
New at 5, the mastermind behind the Varsity Blues college admissions scandal was sentenced today. Rick Singer got 3.5 years in prison and supervised released. Back in 2019, Singer pleaded guilty to racketeering and money laundering conspiracy. The operation involved bribing college admissions officials, cheating on college entrance exams, and helping unqualified students get accepted into universities as athletes. The Brevard Zoo has welcomed its first patient of the year to the Sea Turtle Healing Center. A turtle named Spicy Hawaiian was found floating in the ocean near Port Canaveral. Zoo officials named the turtle after Spicy Hawaiian pizza. Spicy was stiff, lethargic, and wasn't eating, but staff says that Spicy is on the road to recovery.
I love the full name aspect of the whole thing. Yes. Spicy Hawaiian pizza.
I know. I think 2023 is his year.
There you go.
Down in South Florida, neighbors in Cape Coral are bothered by a strange smell that won't go away.
The stench is so bad, they say they've had to keep their windows and doors shut. Now, the cause of that smell? Hundreds of dead fish in the water of a canal. Experts are trying to determine why those fish are dying.
I guess my best guess, without being able to test the water, is that the relatively high temperatures recently have caused an increase in decomposition of all the organic debris in the water, which has driven the oxygen level down.
No one knows how long it will be until the dead fish and their smell is gone. Neighbors along the dock say they are learning to live with it.
For months now, we've been following the legal fallout to the death of Gabby Petito at the hands of Brian Laundrie and the hurt and pain that it's caused their families.
We have told you in the past that Petito's parents have sued the Laundrie family. Now it appears the Laundrie family is blaming their lawyer. The filing in court this week.
Plus, condos and resorts at risk of erosion. The system Flagler Beach is setting up to stop its buildings from falling into the ocean.
And from sports cars to classic cars and everything in between. The highlights at Mecum Auctions happening right now in Kissimmee. A new twist to a legal battle involving the Brian Laundrie and Gabby Petito case. Laundrie's parents have turned on their family attorney, claiming he knows more about the Petito case than they do since he represented Brian. Laundries want attorney Stephen Bertoloni added as a co-defendant on a lawsuit filed against them by Petito's parents. Now, in that lawsuit, the Petito family questions what and how much the Laundries knew about their daughter's murder. The Laundries responded in a court filing yesterday. They don't have as much information as their attorney.
The millions of people waiting to hear about student loan forgiveness should not expect an answer anytime soon. The loan forgiveness program can't move forward until the Supreme Court decides if it's legal, and it doesn't look like that's going to happen until this summer. So far, about 26 million borrowers have asked the Department of Education to forgive up to $20,000 in federal student debt. The Biden administration has extended the pause on payments until the issue is resolved. If that doesn't happen by June 30th, payments will resume 60 days later.
Southwest Florida famous bald eagles are about to become parents to 2 more eaglets.
Hey, we're on baby watch, Stu.
We are once again. Harriet and M15, I'm mad they haven't given him a name yet, are waiting for 2 eggs in their nest to hatch. Here's a live look at the Southwest Florida eagle camera. One of the eggs already has a crack in it, which means 1 eaglet could be coming out any day now.
Okay, his name is Male 2015. It's so generic, it's sad.
Because she had another partner before.
Yeah, that was Ozzy. He We won't get into it, but they fought. It didn't end well for Ozzy.
Ozzy's no longer here.
Yeah.
Some of the most flashy and rare cars are about to go up for auction.
Mecum Auctions has returned to Kissimmee's Osceola Heritage Park, and the doors open today. WESH 2 photojournalist Marvin Somoza got a glimpse at the hot cars on sale.
That's
Smart man.
Perfect way to end the story right there. All right, serious topic now. We do have a line of severe storms that are moving across the Sunshine State.
Okay, did we just get a new warning?
We did, for far northern Flagler County up towards Marineland, just north of Palm Coast. And that line came through Marion County here, and Eric was showing this picture. We're still getting some rain as that line of thunderstorms continues to come on through. Remember now, we are under a tornado watch until 6 o'clock this evening. For me, the biggest concern is going to be for some strong gusty winds. Now, we did have a report of a funnel cloud near Denellen, but remember now, a watch means be prepared versus a warning, which means something's going on right now. Take action. There's a confirmed tornado warning. That is not the case today when we are in a watch. Conditions are favorable for tornadoes to develop, and we're not seeing any rotation with that storm up here to the north and east. Again, far northern Marion County, we're going to watch you up there in Marineland. Palm Coast, we think this is going to miss you just to the north. Moving quickly now to the east-northeast at about 35 to 40 miles an hour. Palm Coast, you'll get some showers and some storms, but the severe part of that line is going to stay just to your north. We're going to watch that very, very carefully there from Marineland. That line has had a history coming through Palatka of over 55, 60-mile-an-hour winds. Farther to the south, Salt Springs, down towards Bellevue, the Ocala Forest. That line is weakening, but there are some showers and some storms that are pivoting off towards the east at about 30 to 35 miles an hour. And over to Lake Apopka, a short time ago, we had this little blossoming area of showers and storms, which is now cruising towards DeLand. We'll be there momentarily, to Leon Springs and Samsula as we get deeper into the afternoon. A few more showers popping up now right along the Orange Seminole County line. Farther to the south, we've had a couple of sprinkles popping up here in and around I-95, but kind of falling apart there. So a big drop-off coming our way over the next 24 to 48 hours. All right, let's take a look now at your updated 7-day forecast. Beautiful weather for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. A little chill in the air. Saturday morning, we'll take a much, much closer look at that coming up in the next half hour. And then we stay in the 70s right through the middle of next week.
Disney's preparing for a new Pixar-themed cruise to make its debut this weekend. Pixar Day at Sea will leave Port Canaveral on the Disney Fantasy. The week-long cruise has Pixar characters, meet and greets, along with dance and pool parties, family activities, and a nighttime spectacular show. Pixar Day at the Sea cruise sails to the Caribbean and runs through early March.
Okay, that video is amazing with all the characters just popping out of nowhere.
Yes.
All right, more news is coming up at 5:30, including the temporary fix for a long-term problem.
How Flagler Beach is trying to prevent erosion from damaging seaside condos and resorts.
And months after Hurricane Ian hit Central Florida, some homes in Polk County are still underwater. The help they're finally getting in the new year.
Plus, kids 5 and younger can get into some local theme parks like SeaWorld for free. What parents need to know about signing them up for the preschool pass.
WESH 2 traffic is driven by Toyota Orlando and Toyota Claremont.
WESH 2 News continues.
Now at 5:30, city officials in Flagler Beach are expecting the state to install a temporary erosion protection system in front of several condominiums and resorts at risk of losing more ground following back-to-back tropical storms.
WESH 2's Claire Metz reports the system, called Tiger Dam, has already proven to be a stopgap measure in other areas.
Some people in Polk County are still living with the impacts of Hurricane Ian. Floodwaters surround their homes. 3 months after the hurricane, county officials are considering pumping water away from flooded homes in Davenport. Fred Daniels says his home of 22 years might not make it. Even after shoring up his home with water pumps and dirt, the foundation is giving way, and he says his house is splitting down the middle.
Haven't had any problems of this nature ever. I fully believe that is because of the subdivisions that have built in the area.
A subdivision near his house replaced orange groves and cow pasture several years ago. He's now asked county commissioners for help. The county's road and drainage director says they will send out a crew to survey the area next week. For the first time since 2017, the U.S. is issuing visas for Cuban immigrants. This comes as border officials see an increase in Cuban migrants, and the Biden administration is looking to expand legal pathways into the United States. The embassy says there will be a priority granted to anyone looking to reunite with their family in the U.S. At least 20,000 visas are expected to be issued per year. Over in Vatican City, mourners paid their respects to former Pope Benedict. This is the last day for the public to pay their respects in person as he lies in state inside St. Peter's Basilica. Tomorrow, Pope Francis will preside over a funeral service for the late Pope. Tens of thousands of mourners are expected to attend the funeral.
Tonight, Buffalo Bills safety Damar Hamlin is showing signs of improvement in the hospital, but he remains in critical condition. Hamlin suffered cardiac arrest and collapsed during a game against the Cincinnati Bengals on Monday. Fans gathered outside the University of Cincinnati Medical Center overnight, sending their prayers for Hamlin's quick recovery. Hamlin's uncle described what went on in the hospital room.
We were all in the room crying. Man, we were all in tears, man, and I'm not a crier, but like I never cried so hard in my life, man. Just to know like my nephew basically died on the field and they brought him back to life.
NFL executives praised first responders today. On a call, they said the quick medical response helped save Hamlin's life.
A Florida power and light worker was electrocuted and died while working in Miami-Dade County this morning. It happened after power lines came down on the worker and the FPL truck, causing it to go up in flames. The worker was rushed to the hospital where they were pronounced dead. Crews are on scene to divert traffic away from the danger while they treated the worker and put out that fire.
All right, we want to give you a live look right now at drivers on their evening commute. This is an example of when you should move over one lane or slow down. January is Move Over Month, and state officials want to remind everyone of the Move Over law to protect first responders.
Their message: drivers should move over lanes or slow down if you see a car stopped in the emergency lane or if you see any flashing lights. Suji Nam with our South Florida sister station has more on FHP's effort to spread the word.
You still have a shot at becoming a mega millionaire. No one won the jackpot in last night's Mega Millions drawing, so all of that money will roll over into the next one, the amount that you could win if you play. Plus, the rumble of thunder and flash of lightning should come as no surprise to us living here in Florida, the title the Sunshine State holds when compared to the rest of the country. Tony.
And speaking of which, we have some of Mother Nature's fireworks right now, that thunder and that lightning moving offshore now, Marineland and Palm Coast. The severe thunderstorm warning has expired, but we are watching other areas of interest. That story for you straight ahead.
The first convention of 2023 in Orange County is now underway. The Surf Expo kicked off today at the Orange County Convention Center. People in the surfing industry are sharing their newest products in water sports and beach lifestyle. The expo runs through Friday. Daytona International Speedway is hiring ahead of the Rolex 24. The Speedway says it will hold 3 hiring events within the next week. The first one is tomorrow between 2 to 5. Other dates are listed right there on your screen. Officials are hiring people for guest services, hospitality, security, ticketing, and more. Candidates can pre-register for the event online. Ski season in the Alps is not quite the same this year. Unseasonably warm temperatures in parts of Europe have led to a snow shortage. These photos show golden meadows around patches of snow in Austria. In France, the lack of snow has caused some ski stations to close entirely. You don't have to go far to visit the lightning capital of the U.S.
That's right. We see the flashes during our summer storms all too often, so it should be no surprise that Florida took the top spot. First Warning meteorologist Eric Burris has the data.
That's right. Once again, the state of Florida has taken first place, and the stats show just how active we normally run. Lightning tracking company Vaisala put out their annual report showing Florida as the #1 state in the country for the dangerous phenomenon. Nearly 110 lightning events per square kilometer. Now, to put that in perspective, the next nearest state, Louisiana, had 85 lightning events for the same range. What's more is that not only Florida, the #1 state in the country, but the Central Florida community of Four Corners is actually the lightning capital capital of the country in general, truly cementing our role on top as the lightning capital. Now, it's important to note each and every lightning strike, and we get thousands a day sometimes, are hotter than the surface of the sun, which is why we must practice safety. So if you find yourself caught in a lightning storm outside, simply go inside. If you can't, be as sheltered as you can and as low as you possibly can be, but not under a tree. Also, don't shower either, as electricity easily travels through water. Let's do our part to be safe, living in the lightning capital of the country. Back to you.
Everyone's grandmother always said that. Don't get in the shower when it's a thunderstorm outside.
I mean, that's something I hadn't heard until I got here. I always knew, like, stay away from the windows. Stay away from the doors and windows.
Cell phones, yeah. I've heard that. Shower, I've heard the shower too.
All good advice.
And we kind of get lightning almost every month of the year, Tony.
We do. And we've had a lot of lightning out there today. In fact, we have some strong thunderstorms up to the north with a lot of lightning there. Flagler County.
We got the lights up.
Yeah, we had some thunderstorms up in Marion County. Those have moved to the east, but as you can clearly see, it is still raining over that way. Now, one of the tools I like to use when we're looking at the prospects for severe weather is the water vapor channel. And when you start seeing the blues shrinking or evaporating, going away, that means that the thunderheads, the tops there, are lowering. They're not as tall, which means that the instability is coming down, which means that things are weakening. And that has clearly been the trend here over the last half hour to 45 minutes from late 4 o'clock right through this show. But you can see nasty line of storms right here just blew through northern Flagler County in and around Marineland, the southern extent of it scraping the northern side of that sprawling city Palm Coast there. And other showers popping up now right along I-4 headed up towards Daytona Beach. Let's get a little closer here and kind of further examine what's going on. Storms are hauling today. I mean, 35, 45, even 55 miles an hour. This one's already offshore. Again, bringing some gusty winds to Marineland over towards Palm Coast. Still getting in on some of the showers right now here over towards Palm Coast. But look at the bowing of that rain signature right there. The strongest winds are now clearly offshore. And then off towards the south, you can see those little white dots. Those are lightning strikes here with these developing storms along and west of I-4, rolling right into the Daytona Beach area. In fact, Ormond Beach, Daytona Beach, top of the hour here, right around 6:15. These will be screaming overhead and moving offshore. A few more showers near Lake Jessup, Lake Monroe, moving up to the north and the east here at about 35, 40 miles an hour. These will continue to crank off to the north and west of Geneva, so some good news for folks over that way. Over towards Melbourne, Palm Bay. Let's take a look now at that updated 7-day forecast. Upper 40s here, around 40 in Marion County. Afternoon high temperatures Sunday and Monday, climbing back up into the mid and the upper 70s. WESH 2 News at 5 returns in just a moment.
The Orlando Solar Bears are looking to break a world record for the largest gathering of people wearing tie-dyed clothing.
The team and its partner brewery, Ivanhoe Park Brewing Company, are spreading the word now and hopes you'll join them on February 4th. That's when the Solar Bears are hosting Florida Everblades at Amway Center. Also, when fans will try to break the world record. In order to make the count, fans must wear at least 2 pieces of tie-dye clothing to the game.
Not 1, but 2.
Yeah, I don't have 1, including T-shirts, sweatshirts, and accessories. The Solar Bears will also be wearing tie-dye jerseys.
Okay, I think there's an event at the brewery coming up like in a week or so.
So you can get some tie-dye gear?
Tie-dyed stuff, yeah, because I don't know where you would get that now.
It's been
the internet.
Years since that was the rage. All right, if you are hoping to become a multimillionaire this year, you still have a chance to achieve that in a big way.
Okay, you probably know this already. No one won the Mega Millions jackpot in last night's drawing, so now the jackpot currently sits at $940 million, which is more than $483 million if you take the cash option. The drawing, the next one, is this Friday. You have plenty of time.
Just so we're clear, it's 940 right now. It'll be $1 billion.
Oh, yeah.
By the time they
draw
it.
And they said this was going to happen. If it tops 700 million, it goes to $1 billion. Yeah.
Just
all
like
right.
that.
Good luck. WESH 2 News at 6 is straight ahead.
And we still won't win. Jim Payne joins us now. What's coming up in our next half hour?
Ah, ye of little faith. We are tracking big changes in the weather, including the chance of showers and storms. We're running through the timeline of when it all goes down next at 6. Big developments in the murders of an older husband and wife in Mount Dora, what investigators are saying about an arrest tied to the case, and whether folks in the neighborhood should be concerned. A woman walking in the parking lot of a business in Casselberry has her purse snatched in a violent encounter. How you can help put this guy behind bars next at 6.